Welcome to the Quantum Explorers Quantum Learning First Holographic Classroom. In this series, I will introduce you to a new possibility and paradigm of organic human learning. I will share with you how you can acquire new ideas and insights instantly by consciously tapping into the quantum field. And you will also understand how it is actually possible to get immediate answers to your questions. And I bet you have some questions that you would like to get some answers to. I hope that you have today. So you will learn how you can generate profound understanding and unique wisdom in this class, going beyond your current belief patterns, and how you can do this through communication and co-creation within the quantum field of consciousness. And finally, I'm very excited about that. I will introduce you to the quantum holodeck method of learning, how I envision that, how does this work, and I will give you some ideas how you can set up your own holographic classroom, as I call it, to access cosmic consciousness to really get going on your individual quantum learning journey. So that is what this series is about, and let's have a look. So last time we started with the first session of the holographic classroom, and what we did then was we built a foundation for understanding how quantum learning works, and we did this by looking at the nature of consciousness and also our own self-concept of who we are as an organic human being within this cosmos. And we also got already a practical first taste of how to consciously connect with a quantum field of infinite possibilities. And today, this is our second class. It's called Using Power Prompts. And we will practice even more and more deeply how to consciously communicate with the cosmos, with the quantum field, and how to get information, answers about what we need to know, what we want to know, and what we desire. So let's get further into that. So this entire series of quantum learning is brought to you by the Quantum Explorers. And that is a project, a community that I just recently founded. And it has the goal to bring people together, like here today, who are actively pursuing, researching their own development of organic human intelligence. And how we do this is we look at our non-physical senses. So we build up on our psychic awareness. And you are very welcome to join this group if you haven't already. It is free, it is on Facebook, and the link will be shared with you. And this group is free, as I said. Anyone who is interested in this topic of psychic development and quantum communication is welcome to join. And you do not have to have a certain skill set or level of psychic awareness. Just if you are interested, that's enough. You're more than welcome in this growing community. Most of you already know me from other classes that we have done together, but for the listeners now who don't know me, and also for the audience in the future, my name is 𝗤𝘃𝗃. I like to call myself a visionary communicator, and I have been interested in psychic development for over 20 years, but it only started to get really practical for me in 2013. That is when I had an experience where my psychic senses were very suddenly, and I could also say dramatically, because it was kind of a shock in the first moment, very, very widely open. So fully and completely, I would say, at that time. And it lasted for a few months. And since then, I really had to learn about how to live and how to thrive in the world with my extrasensory perception being so active. And I learned by myself, and also by listening to other teachers and to reading and practicing how to willingly open and close my psychic centers. And today I have managed that very well. I have my own online healing practice where I use my psychic skills to help my clients. And I work with a modality that is called theta healing, and I use it mostly these days for helping my clients to shift their limiting beliefs towards opening up more of their psychic awareness. And besides that, I also once studied communication science, so I hold a master's degree in communication science, and I also trained and taught as a Kundalini yoga teacher. And both of these combined are building a really good foundation for me to pursue my independent research in psychic development. And my absolute favorite topic at the moment, and also for a long time now, is telepathy. And you will hear more about this today at the end of the class. So before we dive into today's content, I would like to invite you again. Last time we did the heart-brain coherence meditation before we actually started with the class. And if you're new to this, no problem. It's very easy. You just follow along with my words. And if you want to know more about this particular meditation called heart-brain coherence meditation, it was developed by the HeartMath Institute. And a link will be shared with you in the chat, so that you can look it up on their website. It's really interesting research that they have done. What this meditation is about, that it synchronizes the brain and the heart by matching their frequencies. And the effect of that is very welcome, especially at the beginning of the class, because it will help you to feel more relaxed in your body. It will calm down your mind, and you will be more open and receptive to receive new information with ease. So if you're ready, let's do this, and make yourselves comfortable in your chair. I'll put your feet on the ground if you can. And if you are in a safe environment or where it's safe for you to close your eyes, then you can close your eyes. And then first of all, notice your breath. Just simply notice how it is flowing in and out of your nose. Maybe you feel how the air passes your nostrils. And without changing anything, you just observe for a moment. And then you can start deepening your breath and breathe in deeply through your nose and breathe out deeply through your mouth. And make sure that breathing out is longer than breathing in. Do it again. Breathe in and out through the mouth. For example, if you breathe in for 4, you can breathe out for 6. One more. Now let your breath just flow naturally, and you can take your hand and any hand and bring it to the center of your chest. And while you keep breathing deeply in and out, think about something or someone in your life that you are grateful for. You appreciate, who you like, you love, that you like, that you love. And let these feelings rise in your awareness. Feeling of appreciation and gratitude, love. And let it expand, these feelings. Let them become more vibrant, more colorful, more alive within you. You can imagine as these beautiful feelings of gratitude and love and appreciation, that they expand around you. Keep breathing. Focus your heart and be in the awareness of these feelings. Maybe there's more that comes to mind that you appreciate. Maybe there are other people that you think of, who you love, who you are grateful for that they are in your life. And let this be in your awareness. Just a few more moments. Keep breathing deeply. One more. And then you can let your breath flow and gently open your eyes again. Wonderful. I hope that was helpful in your day to have this little break. So now let's move forward with what we have to do with quantum learning today here. First, let us reconnect with the understanding that we have built in our first session about the holographic classroom. And In that session, we established 3 key principles about the cosmos and ourselves. And just to repeat, the first one was the cosmos is infinitely alive and intelligent. The second one, we as human beings are a multi-dimensional beings within this cosmos. And third, we can have a dialogue with everything that exists in the cosmos. And we also understood, and that is the very bottom line or the basic of all of what we are building on today, is that at the quantum level of existence, everything is one intelligent vibrational field of information. And we as human beings are an inherent part of that field. So that is where we are starting our exploration from today. And we will take 3 more steps into quantum learning with the cosmos today. So our first step will be towards getting, or the first step towards getting answers from the field of information is to become really conscious of our individual connection to it. The second step then is to set a clear intention of what we actually desire to know and understand, so to receive an answer to that. And the third step is then to actively ask for what it is that we want to know. And today's class is called Power Prompts, using Power Prompts. So we will have the focus on how we can actually phrase our questions so that we can get the best results. And we can look at that in a few minutes. But the next step that we're doing in our understanding is to look a little bit deeper on what is the mind and what understanding do we actually need for quantum learning. So how can we direct our awareness to the right level of mind so that we can really be in the space for quantum learning? So what is the mind? How is it structured? And how do we connect our individual mind, so we perceive ourselves as an individual mind, to the quantum field? And the concepts for that we really need to understand about the mind are, first, that there is only one big mind. So, and our individual mind is a part of that big mind and of the quantum field, or as I like to call it, the divine mind. So that is very crucial, that we can't get out of this perceived disconnectedness from the world or from the cosmos. So in our daily experience, we usually don't have this awareness that we are connected to everything that is. But that is a foundational principle that we really need to learn to embody when we want to, if we want to go forward with the quantum learning on also in our everyday life. And yes, if you want to review this concept, you can also, because we talked about this in earlier classes, then you can also look at the webinar about quantum communication, and that is now uploaded on the Quantum Explorers YouTube channel, which is new now. And I will also share the link in the chat with you. So for those of you who have not watched that or are interested to pick up on the details to that, it is now in the chat. So the second concept that we need to understand is that the mind is everywhere and consciousness is everything. So that is something that sometimes can get difficult, because we only have our human view. So we just look at ourselves, we have an understanding of, yes, I am conscious and I can think, but we do not attribute this consciousness mostly to other beings. Yes, we can go to animals and we have an understanding that they are somehow conscious, and we can also communicate with them. If we have pets, we understand that. But already if we are going into the plant kingdom, for most of us, it's already a little bit difficult to attribute consciousness to a plant if you are not familiar with that concept. And it goes further. So we want to extend our experience and our understanding of consciousness towards everything that exists. Yeah, and thirdly, connected to that, we need to really understand that our mind is not equal to our brain. So our brain is not our mind, but our mind is something that is non-physical, and it is actually connected to our entire body and not just residing within our skull. And the mind communicates also through our entire body. So when we speak, for example, about the heart's wisdom, that is our mind also speaking through the body, or the gut instinct, or when we have a third eye perception. Also, our inner organs can communicate in a certain sense with us, and that is how our mind expresses itself. So, and fourth, I think that you have heard this very often already. So your mind creates thoughts, and thoughts are real, and they create matter. Again, we talked about all of this in more detail in the quantum communication episode, if you want to re-listen to that to get a deeper understanding of that. But this is a reminder for today. And now we go a little bit deeper into the different levels of the mind. And we could imagine here, of course, this is a model that helps us to understand. So when we speak of the mind, we can distinguish 3 levels of consciousness. We have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind, and the so-called superconscious level of the mind. And as you see in the graphic here on the slide, the conscious mind is the smallest part of this triangle. We have the subconscious mind in the middle between the conscious and the superconscious. And the superconscious mind is here displayed actually as the biggest part of the mind. And we get to this now by looking at the different sections. So the conscious mind is what we operate with when we are awake. So when we follow our daily routines. And because we are mostly only aware of our conscious mind, we tend to think that this is the most important, the most powerful part of ourselves, of our mind, and or even the only part, if we are only aware of that. But compared to the other parts, as I only said, it's a rather small part of our mind and of our consciousness and of our awareness. So what is called the subconscious mind is much bigger and it's more powerful than the conscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a record of your past. It keeps every tiny bit of information that has ever been in your awareness or in your experience. And it records every activity that you ever engage in, your thoughts and feelings about those activities, your likes and your dislikes. It records absolutely everything 24/7, no matter if you're awake or asleep, from the moment of your conception. And when we go about our day, we usually are not aware of what is going on in our subconscious mind. However, it is always active. And what is most important to understand is that it has great power in the way we make our decisions. And the thing is that we are mostly not aware what drives us. If we are not engaging consciously with our subconscious mind, then we kind of like go unconsciously with our decisions. We will hear about this a little bit later on. So the subconscious mind is also the level where we connect collectively. So when we are in our family, for example, there exist certain patterns, ways of thinking and believing that we kind of share with our family members. And the same is true for communities or for our countries. And so when we look at the conscious part of our mind, that's more the individual part. The subconscious is where we get into the collective. And now let's do the next step and look at the superconscious mind. And that is the level of awareness at which we have both. We have access to our conscious mind, but we also have access to our subconscious mind, and we go beyond that. So we go beyond our individual mind. In the superconscious mind, we are aware of both our physical and our non-physical reality, and also of the consciousness that is underlying both. So what this actually says is, when we are in the superconscious mind level, then we are aware of the quantum field. And for quantum learning, what we need to bring all 3 levels of mind to work together. And the way that we achieve that is to stay aware, slightly aware in our conscious mind, while we use our subconscious mind to get to the superconscious level of mind. And before we practice this today, let's look at the key point of today's topic: how to create powerful prompts to get answers from the field of information. And first of all, before we engage and ask questions, it is very important that we have a clear intention set. And setting your intention for quantum learning is a bit like programming your GPS in your car when you go on a road trip. You want at least to put in a landmark, something that gives you direction. But what is much better is even that if you have a full address, if you have a house number, if you have a zip code, so if you get really precise. And in terms of quantum learning, that means to strive to receive the highest perspective of whatever it is that you are asking about. And that can sound, if you phrase it like, I want the highest truth, I want the highest understanding, I want the highest knowledge and highest wisdom of whatever it is you're asking about. So we put this at the beginning of all our quantum explorations because what we want to avoid is to get stuck in our own personal paradigms that are stored in our subconscious mind, because then we are only referring to the past. So what has already happened, that yes, that can give us important and valuable information, but we want to go even beyond that and interact with the quantum field directly with the superconscious level of our mind. So second, we make it clear that we are willing to receive whatever we have asked about in the most practical way for us. So you could phrase it like this: show me, I want to know what that looks like. I want to know what that feels like. And make it clear that you just want to understand the concept without necessarily creating a situation in your 3D reality where you have to go through the learning process, like really physically. So in my experience, it is of really great value if whatever you're asking about, that you add to your intention setting an indication of how you would like to receive the information. And that can sound like, I want to receive this in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way. Or I want to receive this with ease and grace. Or I want to receive this in a way that I can best understand it. So this is the process of intention setting that comes before the actual asking. So now let's look at asking questions, and there is a lot to say about that. So the art of asking questions is important because the way we ask our questions determine directly the quality of our answer, the answers that we can receive. And if you have, I think most users will today have used ChatGPT lately, then you know that putting in a really good prompt, so a question, a task, can give you answers that almost look magical. So, and what I would like you to understand is that we can do the same thing with the quantum field. So we give the quantum field questions, tasks, prompts to get the best results for us. And here are some ideas of how you can get the best results. So how you can really phrase your questions, or how you can be in the question. This is also a good way of understanding it, being in the question. So first, cultivate clarity and openness. At the very beginning, you need to figure out what it actually is that you want to know. You want to be as clear and as specific as you can get, while still remaining open to the outcome and the answer that you will get. So open yourself up to all the possibilities, and stay away from what you already know. So every time you connect with the quantum field and you ask a question, what you want to do before is kind of like create a blank slate in your mind. So a blank slate in your mind, so that you can be open and really receive fresh, new information. And let go of everything that you already know. Let go of your assumptions or your projections, everything that you think you already know or that is reasonable. So let that go, and then open yourself up in this clarity to receive the highest perspective. Next, it is important that you really ask for what you really want. Sometimes we can be in a space where we not really dare to ask what we truly want to know about or receive. So being honest with yourself about what you truly want is very important, so that you can get the best answer for you. And yeah, there's more. So only when you allow yourself to ask these true questions, and then when you are ready to get that answered, that is the moment where you can get really precise results that truly will help you to move forward in your life. So being honest with yourself about that, and also get into a space of neutrality and acceptance. So when you are about to receive an answer, then you want to be neutral and you want to be in a space of accepting that. So no matter what the answer will be, that you can be okay with that, and that you have the awareness that you always remain in power and in the position where you can choose what you want to do next with the information that you get from the quantum field. So sometimes it can happen that you get an answer that some part of you feels like, oh no, I don't want to hear that. So, but still, if you remain neutral and in a space of acceptance, then you can receive it. And you can still then decide, do you want to move forward with this knowledge, or do you want to set it aside, say like, nah, okay, I heard it, but I'm not going to do anything about it. So you always have a choice. What I would like to encourage you to is to really nurture your curiosity and be very playful about asking into also the impossible. So be playful with what you think is impossible. Don't limit yourself in the beginning of your process of your quantum exploration by only asking things that you have assumptions of, oh yeah, that is reasonable to ask, or that is possible, or that is something that is proven that you can actually ask about. Let this just go. Open your minds as much as possible so that everything can be possible for you as an answer. And approaching learning from the quantum field actually works best if you go about it with the curiosity of a child, like, oh, I wonder how that works. Oh, I wonder what it is like to experience that, or how does this actually work? So wonder and amazement are powerful door openers for rapid learning. So if you look at a child, how fast they learn, and they learn so fast because they are so curious. And also, they are actually the entire time that they grow up in this particular space where they are fully connected with the quantum field, and they draw their understanding also about the world from that space while they are doing the 3D things in everyday life. So yeah, as children, if we have grown up, sometimes we grew up in situations where we learned that we should not ask so many questions. But now you are grown up and you are free, and I encourage you to ask as many questions as possible about whatever it is that your heart desires. Because with the quantum learning, you can do everywhere, anytime, and you can ask about everything. So that is really beautiful, and to nourish your curiosity when you go about your day. Then next, be ready to be surprised, because you don't know the answer, and you don't have to know the answer. You don't have to give yourself an answer or to come up with any ideas. You simply say like, oh yeah, I want to know about that. And then you let yourself be surprised of what actually comes into your space, what comes into your mind, what ideas, thoughts, feelings you are getting. And that is probably the hardest part of this process, because you really need to let go and not have the rational mind interfere with the delivery of the answer. So also, don't worry if you have asked a question and it seems like there's no answer coming, or there's no clear thought coming in right away. It can come, an answer can come in all possible ways. And the more you train yourself, the faster the answer can come directly to you. But yeah, so it also can show up in a way in your everyday life, in the way how your life unfolds and what comes into your awareness in your daily life after you have asked such a question. So you be aware of what happens after the asking. And a moment of surprise, you know, these aha moments, that is mostly an indication of that you truly have received an insight, that you truly have received an answer from the quantum field, from the superconscious level of mind. And this can be a great sign to also have discernment of whether something is true or not true. And having discernment is a really big challenge in this entire quantum learning process, because it is necessary to train yourself to really get a clear sense of whether you are open and relaxed and receiving an answer, or if you kind of like making something up, because we have this wonderful imagination and it's so powerful. And sometimes we have this wishful thinking that then interferes with our answer receiving process. So this is there's a little bit of edge to walk, so to really navigate this space of discernment, and that comes with practice. And I can say for myself that I know when I'm cheating on myself in this kind of process, if I'm trying to make the answer a certain way because that would suit my wishes. But I always feel like, nah, what does it get me? It doesn't get me anywhere if I do not really connect with the truth of the matter. So that is a bit about asking, and now let us really get practical in how to phrase a question in the best way. So what are the power prompts that you can use? And I have 3 examples for you today. And the first one is about if you have a problem, what you perceive as a problem that you want to get solved, and you can use the phrase of what does it take to achieve X, and or what does it take for me to transform or to change, to heal, to bring this into alignment, to achieve this and this and that. So what does it take? That is the phrase that you can start with if you are looking at something that you want to change, that you want to be solved. Then next, we have something about if you want to create something, and that is very interesting because that is a very powerful way of asking a generative question. So it's asking from a state of understanding that it's already existing. So, for example, if I want to change my appearance, so how come that I look so youthful today? Or how come that I look so youthful lately? So that is already assuming that I already look youthful. So, but when we combine this with how come that, or how is it that, or why am I, then this prompts is actually the question that prompts to bring up all the answers to that. Oh yeah, I look so youthful because I drank 3 liters of water today, or you get that idea, right? So this is a way of creating an answer, or getting an answer to something that you want to create, to actually figure out. It's like reverse engineering the whole thing. So, and third, I think if you want to explore something like a certain concept, then you would ask more like, okay, show me what it looks like, or show me what it feels like to experience X, or to have an idea of this and that. So show me what it looks like, show me what it feels like is a phrase that you can use. And you want to be really mindful to only ask for positive experiences. So you don't want to ask for, oh, what does it feel like to get robbed or to feel lonely? So this is certainly, it is common sense, but I want to make you aware of that. And how you can prevent this is always to bring this clause of in the highest and best way with ease and grace, or in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way. So that is kind of like, if you remember ChatGPT, you give it a context and you also say like, okay, I want this and this and that, and I want it in this and this way. So you're making clear in what way you want to receive your answers and your experiences. So here's another example. So if you, for example, ask about, oh, I really want to learn about patience, then ask for that. What is the state of having already achieved patience, and not what is the process of learning it. So that you do not create a situation where you then really are tested in your patience and you only meet people who are getting on your nerves or something like that. You get the understanding. Yeah, there's a little bit more, and I see we are already ahead of we're already far in the time, but let's keep going with this. So ask for yourself. Usually you ask for yourself. But if you are asking for another person, then you should always be mindful of privacy and be respectful of their free will and free agency. If you ask, for example, oh, what does this person need, for example, to feel better? Yes, you can get information from the quantum field about that, or through the quantum field about this person. But that doesn't mean immediately that this person actually wants your help or that wants any action from you. So have that in mind, and also respect privacy. So if you think about, I don't know, some people, oh, I wonder what Jack and Jill are up to. So yes, that's none of your business, even though you can, through the quantum field, do remote viewing or what have you. Apply some common sense here. If you wouldn't ask that person personally in a direct face-to-face conversation these questions, then you certainly don't need to ask the quantum field about this. Yeah, I think this is easy to understand. And this whole process is as easy as any other conversation. So you can ask about anything as long as you respect free will, free agency, and privacy of an individual person. And you apply, of course, common sense. And if you need clarification, then you can ask, oh, show me this in more detail, or help me to understand this better. Can you give me another image about this? Or I don't get this. Can you show it in a different way? This is very simple and very easy. So these are just reminders of how you can phrase your questions, how you can create this entire exploration process. So, and to assure you, there is always an answer. As said before, sometimes it can happen that the answer is not coming directly in that very moment, but it unfolds within your life. And that can be sometimes a little bit challenging, because we might be confronted with a situation where we feel like, oh, I'm in the unknown, and yeah, I don't know what to do with this now. So, and what can help in those moments is to not pursue more of the asking, but rather drop into your feeling space and move forward with, how does this feel? Does this feel, if I go about this way, does it feel lighter? Does it feel better? Does it feel good? Or does it feel heavier? Does it feel uncomfortable? So this is a way of navigating this space of unknown. And yeah, it is also an invitation and a great opportunity to get deeper into the conversation with the superconscious mind, because we always receive guidance. And yeah, sometimes we kind of like feel we're hanging in midair, but this is not the case. So if you find yourself in such a situation after you have asked a question about something that you deeply need to know, then silence is very helpful, and to listen within and to focus on your heart space, that can trigger more of the receiving aspect of this entire process, because the heart is a good central for our wisdom, and also where we receive divine wisdom. So that brings us to the last section before we do the exercise, and that is about the receiving. I'm just repeating here. So the process of receiving is, first you make your interest clear, you set your intention, you do the actual asking, and then you relax and you listen and you give yourself some time to receive. And if you are a quantum explorer and you have like these really big questions about life and the cosmos, but also in other cases, I recommend that you bring a pen and paper so that you can really note down your answers. Because in this process, where our mind is a little bit in a different frequency, everything appears so clear all of a sudden. But once you shift out of this frequency again, a bit of this can be lost. So if you write it down, you make sure that you get all the details that are important for you. So some of you already know about this process, and we have talked about this earlier. So when we want to get into the superconscious, then this happens for us twice a day, really naturally, and that is before we fall asleep and after we wake up. That's when our mind shifts into what we call the theta brainwave state, and that is 4 to 8 hertz. And that is when the access to our subconscious mind is active and open. It's almost, and that is kind of like the doorway we can use. So in this state, our body is asleep. Our conscious mind is not yet fully awake. Our subconscious mind is very active. So we kind of like can slip through this into the superconscious level and ask these questions. And how you can do this practically is, you can, before you go to sleep, for example, you can write out a question that you have. And when you wake up in the morning, then you take some time and see what comes to you. That process works very simple and very easily. That's a good way how you can start your own explorations with the quantum field. A good thing is to know that you don't have to wait for going to bed or waking up to get this. Any meditation that gets you into this frequency of 4 to 8 hertz can help you to induce this state. And then in the middle of the day, if you have a question, you can follow that. And there is the meditation from the founder of thequantumexplorers, who has created a really well-guided meditation to very simply and effectively achieve this theta brainwave state. And now we still have some time, and I would like to invite you for a little process. So if you think about something right now that you need an answer or you desire an answer for, then let's bring this to mind and let's get connected. So shift our brainwave into the theta brainwave state. And you can just, as in the beginning of the class, you can make yourselves comfortable now. If it's safe for you, you can close your eyes. And then imagine bringing energy from the core of the earth up into the soles of your feet, through your entire body, till it reaches the top of your head, forming a beautiful ball of light. Pretend that you are in this ball of light. Notice the color of your ball of light. And then notice how it starts vibrating and how it shoots up into the sky. And it crosses the Earth atmosphere, it leaves the Earth atmosphere, crosses the entire solar system, leaves the solar system, through the Milky Way galaxy, leaves the Milky Way galaxy, crosses the entire known universe, through all the layers and layers of light, passes a golden light, goes up, 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 higher and higher, through a rainbow-colored light, into a pink mist of compassion and higher. And then you see a beautiful iridescent bright white light, and you go into that bright white light with your bubble. And you go higher and higher and higher until you can get no higher. You dissolve your bubble and you become one with this beautiful iridescent white light that surrounds you, your molecules, and that feel you are one. And in that state of oneness, you can ask your question in your mind. You can do that right now. And then we ask that all the knowledge, all the wisdom, the understanding, the feelings, and the frequencies, the experiences that are necessary for you now to understand, to get and understand the answer to your question in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way for you, with ease and with grace, that this is brought forward to you now, that you can become aware of it, that it becomes aware on all levels of your being, that it comes into your conscious mind. And that can be happening now, so that you become aware of it right now. And you can also allow for it to come in any way possible later in the day, after this session, in the next few days, whatever is the highest and best way for you to receive the answer. Allow yourself to receive, to really drop into the space of acceptance of the highest truth. Make yourself neutral, no preferences for any particular answer. You are open and ready to accept. Very good. Okay. And it is as simple as that. So this is the process of using power prompts. You phrase your question, you connect yourself consciously to the quantum field, you ask your question, and you get yourself into a space of neutrality to receive the answer. So now you can, if you want to, you can give thanks for the answer that you have received or for the answer that you will be receiving. And then you come back into your bubble and come all the way back down again through the layers of light, through the rainbow-colored light, going down through the golden light, going down through all the brighter lights and darker lights, coming back into the Milky Way galaxy, going down, down, down through the layers of light into the solar system, going down, down, down into the Earth atmosphere, down, down, down through the sky, until your ball of light lands on the top of your head again, and your entire energy consciousness merges back in with your body, going down to your feet, going into the ground, into the center of the Earth, connecting with the center of the Earth. And with the next breath, pull up energy from the Earth into your body until it reaches the top of your head again. And then you can open your eyes. Wonderful. So that is the exercise that you can do to receive answers and apply all of the wonderful prompts that we shared. And you can also be creative and come up with your own prompts. If you have any questions about this, you can either write in the chat right now, or if you want to reach out later, there's multiple opportunities. You can either join us on Facebook, as said earlier, at the Quantum Explorers group. You can look up the Instagram account that I have at my own name, at 𝗤𝗲𝗃𝗃, my website, 𝗤𝗲𝗃𝗃.com. There you will find also my other offers and services. If you have a question or a suggestion also for a class that you want to receive in the future that would be interesting for you to learn more about, I'm very happy to receive your inspiration at info@thequantumexplorers.com. And what is new now, you can watch all of these classes for free on YouTube on our channel at The Quantum Explorers. And for those of you closing up for today who want to become more skillful in communicating with the cosmos, I have an offer of a 3-session package for an individual activation, where we really go and look, okay, what are the blockages that keep you from having this experience of direct inspiration and receiving answers and guidance. This is available through my website and on the in the booking area. And what I'm really excited to share with you is, for those of you who are interested in telepathy, I'm now offering a telepathy activation class. I'm over the moon with this. It starts in October, 1st of October, and it's 4 classes that will prepare your body and mind for direct mind-to-mind communication with another person, with another human being. And you can find both of these offers on my website, www.𝗤𝗲𝗃𝗃.com. Thank you for tonight, for your contributions. I see there's no more questions in the chat. So with that, I'd like to thank you and hope to see you next time. We have 2 more classes in the quantum learning, and it gets more interesting. Next time, we will be looking at divine downloads, which is a fascinating topic, how you can get even more information and experiences through the quantum field. With that, thank you very much and hope to see you soon.